Welcome to the Travel Oddities Podcast. It's a Monday, May the 2nd, 2016. This is episode 26. Yay! Episode 26, Emily's Bridge in Stowe, Vermont.
Yes,
so we'll be talking about another bridge haunting tonight. And maybe get into some of the BS portions of it, if there is any. Right?
Dude, okay, we're not to the show yet.
I'm already calling it.
I'm just going to say, like, every single episode, you scoot the BS portion further and further back. Now we're literally starting off.
We're going to start off with the BS portion. Yeah. No, I'm not. There's no BS to it.
Hey, guys, welcome to Travel Oddities Podcast. This is all bullshit.
This has been Travel Oddities. Peace. Peace.
Cowabunga.
Cowabunga. So, how was your weekend, guys?
Our weekend was not as good as yours.
No, it wasn't. I spent the weekend at Texas Frightmare Weekend in Dallas, Fort Worth. Really a good time. Got to meet George Romero, Sarah Wayne Callies from The Walking Dead. Didn't really meet anybody else because that was kind of my bucket list for people to meet, because I've got a Walking Dead poster that's got Michonne, the governor, all these people's signatures on it. So I needed to add Lori to the list. So it was fun. I was sick all weekend. I'm still kind of getting over it now. But yeah, that's what I did. So.
Were they all as nice as you thought they were going to be?
Some of them, you kind of walk by the line, and you can just tell they're kind of over the weekend already. Because let's be realistic here. A lot of the people that go to these horror conventions are people that aren't exactly young. So, unless you're somebody that's like Robert Englund, who, isn't young, but he gets around to these conventions quite a bit. He's used to long lines. But there were some other people you could, it was like, they look frustrated, or they look like they're over it. So I kind of avoided it. Yes, they're inviting you to come say hi and get an autograph. But it's kind of, at times, kind of feels like when you're in a restaurant, you see somebody famous, you want to go say something, but you're like, let's let them have a sandwich, So I just I didn't want to add to the numbers. So I just kind of did a few things and walked around, bought some cool T-shirts, stuff like that. But, yeah, that's pretty much it.
Did you hit up any cool hole-in-the-wall restaurants that we can recommend to
there was nothing. I went to Papado's. It's a seafood restaurant. It's kind of a chain down there, but it's really good. If you've ever been to Papado's. You don't eat seafood, though, do you?
I went to Olive Garden. Okay, dude, that's not helpful to our listeners.
Well, yeah. We went to try to see this. There was a burger place called Blues Burgers that's down there, and it was closed on Sunday. We didn't get a chance to go Saturday. So, no. I've got some pictures I'm going to share on Instagram and maybe throw them up on the Facebook page.
You suck, bro. I'm telling you.
I know it, man.
I know. I went to McDonald's in Texas. In Texas, the McDonald's number one is not the Big Mac. It's number two in Texas.
Well, if you're in New Mexico, you can get a freaking green chili cheeseburger at McDonald's. You can't get one here like that.
That is a travel oddity.
That is a travel oddity.
Technically.
So
that's a gall dang geographical oddity.
Something else that's odd. I have an Xbox One. We talked about this off the air. I haven't hooked it up yet. Still in the box. Still just sitting there. I don't know what's wrong. I don't know what's wrong with me. I don't know why I'm not excited. I'm not engaged. Maybe it's because I found a 2-inch spot on my 4K television that they're coming to look at tomorrow. Which, with any luck, my warranty will cover it. But you know how warranties work. They typically, if they can blame it on you, they will, and then not take care of it. But anyway, so last chance. Anything? You guys got nothing?
Nothing.
All right. Screw it. Let's start the show.
Hi, welcome back to World of the Psychic.
Together we shall cast ourselves into the future.
Seen any aliens lately?
This is a part of America we never get to see.
Are you by chance referring to the legend of the Loch Ness Monster?
A ball of twine that weighs 19,000 pounds.
What is this, nerd porn?
It is about the Templar treasure, but it's also about other things, conspiracy theories, urban legends, and other myths that are true.
You are about to experience the awe and mystery which reaches from the inner mind to the
Travel Oddities Podcast.
Okay. Sorry. So this is the Travel Oddities Podcast. I'm Brett.
And I'm Harley.
And I'm Eric.
We are here Monday, May.
Dude, we already did that part. Don't start with me again. We're going to be talking about Emily's Bridge.
Yeah, Emily's Bridge in Stowe, Vermont.
Which is a haunted bridge.
Which is not uncommon.
It's not uncommon?
There's a lot of bridges that are haunted.
Are all bridges haunted?
It depends on who you ask, I bet.
They can be. If you believe.
If you believe.
If you believe really hard.
If you believe really hard that they're ghosts. So, I don't know. We'll see. We'll get to that. The question is, am I going to call bullshit?
Is there any doubt?
Is there a chance?
Yeah, there's a damn chance, dude. The meteorologist right now, Mike Morgan's jumping up and down like, I'm calling this one.
They might call us on the Gettner. I can actually show you what a Gettner is later.
A Gettner?
Yeah, we have those here.
Gettner done?
Gettner done. Anyway, let's get to the news first.
There's something very important I forgot to tell you.
News. So what do you got, Walter? Comms right.
We're revisiting an old show, Pope Lick, Kentucky.
And if people in post-editing didn't know, we're actually revisiting this show.
We are doing a little bit of bouncing around here. But out of Pope Lick,
Kentucky.
I have no idea. Pope Lick, Kentucky. We're back to somebody looking for the...
Did you say licking for?
I can't help it.
He did say he did.
I did. Somebody looking for the Pope Lick monster. Holy crap.
I can't believe you did that.
How did we make it through that entire show?
That was a gaffe. How did we not say licking multiple times?
Lick over here.
Lick.
You probably did and didn't notice it.
All right,
anyway.
So the woman searching for the legendary Goat Man is killed by an oncoming train.
She didn't lick where she was going.
She wasn't licking where she was going. Somebody threw her in front of a train. That's kind of the way I see it.
Mm-hmm.
An Ohio woman was struck by a train and killed while investigating a spooky urban legend about a part man, part goat creature, or the Pope Lick monster, or as it was described
by one witness.
By one witness, it was half man, half goat, half sheep. Do the math on that one.
I don't know.
So 26-year-old Raquel Bain and her
so young, so full of life,
and her boyfriend had heard about the Pope Lick monster while visiting Louisville, Kentucky, and they went a-searching.
They didn't listen to our episode.
They did not, because we gave multiple warnings.
Multiple warnings.
Not only did we give warnings, but we pulled warnings from other videos, that horrible warning, and then on top of that, we explicitly said that there is no way on God's green earth we're climbing up that trestle.
What they're going to have to do is probably install like a ball pit, like a Chuck E. Cheese ball pit underneath it or something, or a foam pit, because it's not going to end.
No.
You know, the guy
but 26 is outside of the range of deaths that I would expect. I'm saying... If you're 16, 17 years old and you're trying to impress another 16 or 17-year-old individual climbing up on that trestle.
Well, look what the guy did. He saved himself. He hung off the side. He's like, it's on you, girl. I mean, I don't know how long they've been going out. Was it a long-term thing?
I have no idea.
Okay, so we... Dead. Right?
I mean... How serious were they? He's like, well, you know.
Well,
this is the way you can swipe left after you've swiped. You can this is your, man, thank God that's over.
Oh,
like
that's
if you're
messed
him.
up, dude. That's messed up.
Like her hair lip is cured now. I'm just saying.
Okay, yeah.
No more gingivitis.
We have a news story, or a clip from the news story.
It's right off their website, right?
Right off their website.
I mean, I believe it's sponsored by Tinder.
If it wasn't before, maybe it should be now. All right, we'll go ahead and play that, though.
A couple in search of a local urban legend finds something else, a train barreling at them while they are on the trestle.
You don't have to wait long at Public Road. You'll see a train. They come in search of the Goat Man.
So I guess you do have some people who are the paranormals and they try to explore those things.
That's what 26-year-old Raquel Bain and her boyfriend were in search of on Saturday. They came out to Louisville to check out Waverly Hills Sanatorium for a haunted tour, but they didn't make it. Waverly Hills staffers were saddened when they found out why. Bain and her boyfriend decided to come out here to Public Road before their tour at Waverly to see if they could find the Goat Man. According to the coroner, Bain and her boyfriend made their way to the train tracks when the train surprised them. The coroner says the boyfriend told him that the two realized they couldn't make it to the end of the trestle, so they decided to hang off the sides, but Bain couldn't move fast enough. She was hit by the train and fell about 100 feet to the ground.
Poor taste, Fox.
Okay,
Seriously.
yeah, Fox News, you guys are all going to hell. That was not right.
You know,
I mean, for starters, they recorded in a goat pen.
A goat pen, and they used a Mario. I mean, come on.
It's unprofessional.
It was
Bush League.
It was.
Anyway, rest in peace.
Please. Now, hold on a second, though.
Rest in please.
I listened to this thing about a dozen
Did you say
times.
rest in fleece?
I did.
All right.
He is a half goat, half sheep, half man. So yes, rest in fleece.
So they had a witness in there, and I've listened to this a few times, but I just caught it this time, where he said, yeah, these paranormals come out and they're investigating this stuff. What the hell is that?
What
these
is a paranormals? I mean, I would consider you and I a paranormal people.
Paranormals.
I have a paranormal testes.
That was a family show.
It is a family show. Testing 1, 2, 3s. So, yeah, we told you, we warned you, stay off the trestle. Did you not watch Stand By Me?
It's very River Phoenix.
Am I wrong?
Yeah, no, you're completely right.
You're right.
You know?
But at the same time, you know, that she didn't catch the podcast, which is...
It's on her.
I can only think that contributes to what happened. But
it's on her.
Think about how many lives you guys saved with people that did listen and didn't.
He's got a point.
Now,
you know there's a reason we brought him on.
Would you, oh, man, I would rather die looking for a dog than to say, well, they died looking for the Pope-Lick monster.
Yeah.
I think you kind of deserve to fall off the trestle if you're looking for the Pope-Lick monster. I'm just kidding.
Hold on.
No, I'm kidding.
That's not right.
No, if you can't be safe.
Okay, now that's different.
There's a point of no return when you get on there.
If you're going to be a bonehead, then it's on you. But going to... You and I both...
Oh, we would have done it. We would do it.
I wouldn't climb up on that trestle, though.
No.
And if you did it, I'd say, hey, you're a dumbass and you're going to die.
Right. I mean, I know full well
and I'd
what the
record
risks
that shit.
are. You can't outrun a train. They look like they're not going very fast, but they are. And when you're on one of those, there's no way but down. This isn't freaking the Lone Ranger.
Yeah, and it's 80 to 100 feet depending on where you land.
You're dead either way.
Me personally, I'm a heavy guy. I'm thinking a 7-foot fall might.
Well, there's a high traffic area underneath that trestle. So, I mean, you're going to get hit by a car. I mean, it's your pavement pizza.
Alrighty.
So, sorry to hear it, Emily. I don't know. Should have listened.
Her name is not Emily.
Oh, sorry. What's her name?
Raquel.
Sorry, Raquel. You should have listened.
Well, I feel bad for Emily, too.
Speaking of Emily.
So
Can we proceed now?
We can. We can completely proceed.
Proceed with the story of Emily and
Her bridge.
Her bridge.
That she inherited?
That she... See, if I say allegedly, there's words that you have to avoid. If you want to have any credence or your story to have any weight, you can't say legend has it. You can't say as the story goes.
Because you read
one of the top
Skeptic's Guide to
the 6 reasons why your ghost story can be BS. So
and who are you afraid you're going to offend?
Well, I'm just saying I don't want to say legend has it or once upon a time or.
But isn't that how every ghost story starts out?
It does.
Because you're never going to have an eyewitness person like, yeah, I was there, I saw what happened.
Here we go. The legend of the Emily Bridge.
Emily's Bridge. This bridge was built in 1844 and was originally called the Covered Bridge Road, or Goldbrook, and it eventually became known as Emily's Bridge, or Stowe Hollow Bridge. It's a single-lane, 50-foot-long bridge. Looks creepy.
Yeah, it looks creepy.
So even if you didn't have a death involved, you're going to have some stories associated with it. Is that what your point is?
Yes. Now, to paint a better picture of what this bridge looks like, if you've seen Bridges of Madison County, Beetlejuice, Silver Bullet. There's a bridge like that in the movie Silver Bullet where
great movie.
Corey Feldman has to haul ass in his wheelchair, and he's trying to get across this bridge before the werewolf gets him.
Right.
It's that kind of bridge.
Agreed. Yeah, I'm with you. That's right. So this bridge was added to the National Register of Historic Places in 1974, which is kind of cool. Now, this following sentence starts just the way that you said that we couldn't start the sentence.
No.
If legend is to be believed, a girl with a broken heart committed suicide on this bridge.
Okay. Right or wrong, agree or disagree. You don't have to believe it to know. Every story that involves a bridge is similar to this.
No. Dude, we literally just covered Pope Lake Monster.
I know that. But I'm saying we've covered a bridge before. Didn't we?
Yeah, the Pope Lake Monster.
No. Did we not do Crybaby Bridge or something like that?
No,
we didn't
did
do
not.
that. We ended up not doing that.
No, you're making shit up.
Maybe I did some research on some bridges. Well, it fits it's like, this is one of those stories where it's insert jilted lover, insert,
kind of a cookie cutter ghost story, right?
I guarantee as we move along, you're going to go, yep.
Okay,
yep.
But that's beside the point, because all ghost stories or all ghost phenomenon are going to be around somebody dying tragically. You're not going to have the little old lady who laid down, on her 97th birthday and didn't wake up in the morning ghost because she wasn't a tormented soul.
So you're saying because she died peacefully, she's not trapped in this.
What I'm saying is she died peacefully. She's not going to be a raging poltergeist.
Well, I don't think Emily is a raging poltergeist.
Well, there's some inclination that that's actually the case.
Really? Well, from what I understand, there are some debates.
There are quite a few,
and we'll get to that. Obviously, I don't want to spoil it for anyone.
Spoiler, Brett's going to spoil it.
Well, I'm just saying.
Dude, you're already, it's bullshit, it's BS.
You're going to
read
it.
You're a spoiler. You're a damn spoil sport.
It's in here. You're going to read it.
I know.
So anyway, let's talk about Emily. Let's talk about Emily that doesn't have a last name.
Well, no, because this is the 1800s. You don't have last names in the 1800s.
And they didn't keep any historical records in the 1800s.
They really don't have last names in the 1800s?
No, I was totally messing with.
Emily Bridge is her name. Emily Bridge.
Emily Bridge. That makes a lot of
Bridges.
sense.
She's related to Bo and Jeff Bridges.
Okay, so in the mid-1800s, Emily was supposed to meet her lover at what was then called Gold Brick Bridge
to elope. Many people do still get married there.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Paranormals.
So, paranormals.
Paranormal.
Those damn paranormals.
Those paranormals get together.
So when her fiance never showed, Emily killed herself in a savage fit of desperation, hanging herself from the rafters of the covered bridge.
Now, I feel like I'm getting ahead of myself here. They also reported that she may have jumped off the bridge.
There's another version, and it's included in our notes. So, but according to that one,
so what's the ghost story? What's
the ghost story that
blah?
followed was that Emily came back as an angry specter or a poltergeist or a troubled soul, however you want to look at it.
And gave people splinters when they grabbed the wood railing. Naturally.
So a different version of the story is that Emily met a man who stole her heart, and the couple had made plans to marry. When the wedding day arrived, Emily went to the church, and the dude didn't show up, and the jilted Emily took the family wagon in a frenzy of anger and sorrow and drove the horses, messed up the turn approaching the bridge, and drove the horses and herself into the river.
Okay.
So, and both the horses and Emily died on the spot.
Again, I'm going to hearken back to the top 6 reasons why your ghost story may be BS.
Because there's more than one
More
ghost
than
story.
one version.
More than one origin story?
Yes.
Okay, how many Spider...
Don't.
No!
God.
No! How many Spider-Man reboots do we have to go through?
1, 2, 5.
At
Okay.
least.
And is Spider-Man real?
Yes, but I'm just saying, at some point we'll probably see Miles Morales. But it's not going to happen tomorrow. What I'm saying is, we know how it all... The origin story here fits, insert ghost happenings in town XYZ and the population of 1, 2, 3. It's a mold that fits. Every legend has the same. It's an archetype.
Now, okay, I am not all in when it comes to ghosts. Never, in recent history, have not had a ghost experience where I thought, all right, I believe in ghosts now.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, I'm not going to throw the baby out with the bathwater. I don't know. I'm just saying I don't know.
I know. What I'm saying is, within 2 minutes of reading the ghost story, we have 2 versions already.
Right. There's another one. You ready for another one?
Yeah.
Okay. So, the best-known written source of the legend is from a high school paper written in 1968 or 1969 by a teenager named Susan. And there's a historian, Jill Mudgett, who spoke to Susan in 2012, said that she didn't believe in ghosts herself, and that while her fellow teenage friends often visited the bridge in search of thrills, that most of them didn't believe in the legend. But a 1978 newspaper story on Emily's Bridge stated that 10 years after Susan wrote the paper, she and a friend admitted to consulting a Ouija board to form one version of the legend and include it in the school paper.
So does it start to unravel yet?
Well, that's just... Okay, again, yes, I can see your point. I can see that you're seeing the strings, but at the same time, if I just wanted to go back to a point in history where I still existed at that point in history, Eric, tell me if you believe this. If there was a local legend in your town, I'm a little bit older than you, and I said, no, I made that all up. I wrote a story in high school, and it's one of those stories where there aren't a whole lot of solid facts. How do you disprove that? how do you not go, well, he was here, and he knows details.
I'm not... Look, again, I was accused last week, quietly, on a telephone conversation that we had post-show, of being accusatory and being negative about maybe our list, saying that our listeners, anybody that would believe in that kind of stuff, is a weirdo, but keeps sending us money. I did say that, but I didn't mean it that way. The thing is, if this pen right here moves off the table and falls onto the floor,
mm-hmm.
and I can't explain it,
right?
And there's not an anomaly that you guys experience at the same time, like an earthquake. I can't explain it. There it is. There's one version of the story, but it's seen from your perspective. There's three different perspectives of one version of the story. What I'm saying is, I'm not saying it's not, but there's too much, well, maybe it was this, well, maybe it was that. I mean, there's no proof. We don't have anything to back it up.
Okay, but the story continues that the person that wrote this story, Susan,
mm-hmm.
said the legend that she had gotten her source material
mm-hmm.
from the legend, which actually started in the 50s or 60s, and she was unsure of the actual story, but it colored her version. So it existed before her, even she admits.
Well, from what I read, and you may get there, this story either started in the 20s, the 30s, the 50s, or the 70s.
Or the 60s.
Or the 60s. So it's like, every 10 years, there's a 10-year cycle almost of the new, version 2.0. That's all I'm saying. So who do you believe? At this point, we know there's no historical records of an Emily. There is none.
There's a gravestone with an Emily on it.
In the
local graveyard.
You want a gravestone with Emily on it? I can find you a gravestone by 8 o'clock. It's got like Walter Sobchak. I can get you a toenail. Right. I can get you a toe. I can get it painted. I can get you a painted toenail by 2 o'clock. I mean, I'm saying. But we don't know, there's no history of a suicide other than what we're hearing.
Yes, and I agree that is the case.
Am I being a curmudgeon?
A little bit.
Eric, am I being a curmudgeon?
A little bit, but you've got a point.
Okay.
I mean...
But you do technically have a point, but you're talking if this actually happened in the 20s
mm-hmm.
or earlier, because, again, the bridge has been there since 1844, and you know how stories get twisted. But if it did happen...
And how many people had vehicles if in the 1920s? Because there was also a story that she ran her, carriage or whatever it was off into the... You told the story of the wagon,
mm-hmm.
and then, but when did that... I don't know. I mean, I'm sorry.
But my point is that pre-1930,
mm-hmm.
the chances of somebody burying somebody and not really leaving a historic, just sticking a cross in the ground.
Well, yeah, it happened all the time. I mean, people got buried in the desert every day.
Right. So, I mean, it's technically feasible. You have to give me that.
I'll give you that. But in town...
It's a small town.
It is a small town, but it's a one-lane bridge, so it probably is the one way in and one way out at one point. Somebody saw something.
Okay. Well, there was a woman that said that the story was made up entirely just to keep kids from crossing the bridge.
Which, again, the Pope-Lick monster, another example of a story that was believed to be perpetuated to keep kids from crossing the trestle.
Okay, now if that's the case, if there are adults out there making up damn stories to keep kids off bridges, can we say now between the fact that the cops come out to this place every Friday and Saturday night to kick kids off the bridge, and the fact you got people falling off the trestle in Popelet, Kentucky on a regular basis, that telling kids lies about supernatural creatures in weird places
is wrong.
Not going to stop them from going
It's
there?
not. It
Not
makes
nowadays.
you more. Does it make you more curious?
It does nowadays, but think about like back in the 20s or 30s, like you guys were talking about, when they didn't have TV and the internet. And, your mom tells you that there's a ghost on the bridge. You don't know any better.
You don't know any better because there's nobody posted anything on social media.
I'd still go.
Maybe. But we're also talking about, people still use things like fire and brimstone to keep you in line. That's just.
All right, so Brett is officially called bullshit on the whole backstory.
I didn't.
No, I'm just messing with you.
No,
But how about some of the stuff that people have said to have witnessed currently?
Okay, I'm up for it.
There have been a lot of people. You can find pages and pages and hours of YouTube videos of people experiencing disturbing paranormal activity on the bridge. They're seeing orbs. They're feeling a disembodied hand scratch them or poke them. People have reported scratch marks appearing on vehicles and being physically assaulted by Emily's ghost. So, no?
Here's where I'm at.
Okay, let's hear where you're at.
When we hear people that have come out and said, hey, my bad, that was me, I started it, but we have people, I think this may be one of those cases where, I don't dispute all hauntings, I really don't, but I think we've talked about this in private, just normal conversation. Enough people talk about it, then it becomes
a tulpa.
Yes,
is what you're talking about.
Exactly,
a thought creation.
A thought creation that haunts that we haunt.
So the combined YouTube videos have created a ghost.
I think so.
At Emily's Bridge. I
think it has.
It's feasible.
To me, we have reports of, but we don't have any solid evidence.
Okay, so you're on a dark, how long is this bridge, 50 feet?
Yeah.
50-foot bridge made out of wood in the middle of the night, and you hear footsteps on the bridge. You hear what sounds like ropes tightening, and then you hear a girl screaming. Or are you crapping your pants right there, or are you going to wait until you're back in your car?
If I'm there and I can touch it, or it can touch me, sure. I'm all in.
All right.
Give me the opportunity. Put me on the bridge. Let's see what happens.
You try anything once, right?
Well, yeah. What do you think?
I think if those events happened to me, or if I just saw the white apparition, the Emily, so to speak, just cruising along across the bridge or whatever, I'm hard to rattle, and I'm gonna give it a good 30 seconds of me trying to figure out where the wires are,
right,
or the lights emanating from.
There have been things in my life, I think we can all agree, there have been things in our lives that we cannot explain. Noises, you're sitting there reading a newspaper or something, and it feels like something touches it. There's all kinds of different, there feels like there's somebody behind you. There's all these different things, anomalies that can occur that we cannot explain.
Sure.
You guys ever hear your counters creak in the middle of the night all of a sudden? Just make like a big creak noise?
Mm-hmm.
Every single house I've lived in, that has happened. And it just happens randomly. It seems like at night. And I know there's a logical reason why. Maybe the wood's expanding or something. It's a little more humid in the house than normal, but
Right.
Or it just could be
I have no idea
that
what it
you're
is.
giant and you're like stressing the gravity field in your house.
That is a real possibility.
I mean, Eric, you're a I'm sorry, my voice is kind of starting to go a little bit. You're a tall guy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I would not want to. I don't know. I would not want to play Dark Souls 3 with you.
Yeah. I get that a lot.
Okay, so there are also people hearing banging on their cars or scratching or dragging on top of the roofs of their cars when they go across the bridge or when they're in a vehicle close to the bridge. Now, most of this stuff either, and this is where I kind of lend some credence to your
malarkey,
your calling bullshit, but it either happens from 12 a.m. to 3 a.m. or from dusk until 9 p.m. So there's a little bit of scheduling conflict. I don't know.
Or the ghost is part of the union and it takes a union break.
Yeah.
Sorry, that was a bad joke.
Bad joke.
Whatever. For all the union, I support the unions, by the way. Even the paranormal union.
Well, let me ask you guys this: Have you ever heard of a place called Jeremiah's Bridge in Anadarko, Oklahoma?
No.
Let me read you about this place.
Uh-oh.
And this is a bridge in Anadarko, obviously. Cars break down frequently on this bridge, even school buses, but only at night. And people claim to see a Native American man jumping off the bridge. They also claim to see things like blood dripping on their windshield when they drive over the bridge, or dead animals hanging from the trees above the bridge when they stop to cut them down. They're not there anymore. Stuff like that.
Oh, wow. See?
This is different parts of the U.S. Pretty much the same story.
Do they have a girl named Emily that committed suicide off that bridge?
I think Jeremiah
Native American.
It's Native American. That's a Navajo for Emily.
And I'm not trying to badger our listeners with my disbelief, but this is one of those stories where you come across. They also said that she jumped off the bridge.
Right.
Which, it's not that far of a fall. She would have survived. And there are reports that perhaps maybe it was a different bridge that it could have occurred at. I mean, it's just...
Okay, so this has been a long time coming, and I kind of feel like...
Are you going to fire me on the show?
It's best to do it in a public forum.
Are you coming out?
No, this has been a long time coming.
Okay.
We have been needing to do an on-site actual physical investigation of one of our locations. And we've done it a few times, but they've never come to fruition as an actual show. So very shortly, we're going to do that. And I'm going to find the most terrifying place that I can possibly find within 18 hours of our current location, and we're going to go to that place.
And we're going to get scared straight.
And
Wait,
Brett is going to get scared
straight.
Yeah.
We can say things now that we couldn't say last year, thanks to the
thanks, Obama.
Well, and thanks to Justice Scalia, Anthony Scalia, right?
Anthony Scalia or Anthony Shear?
True. I'm ready. I mean, I'm down. Let's scare. Let's get scared.
All right, so
let's go to PP City or
Travel Oddity Universe. Be
Peepan
prepared
City.
for an on-site investigation of locations sometime within the next 4 episodes.
Hell, I think we could do the Jeremiah Bridge in
that doesn't sound
an
scary
hour.
enough.
They tore it down.
They did?
Just recently, yep.
So how do you get across?
Just jump, I guess.
It's the Jeremiah Ditch now. Anyway, so...
Okay, so back to Emily, or Emily's Bridge. Visitors to the bridge are asked to remain quiet after dark to respect the many Stowe residents who live near the bridge and they're asked not to litter or defame the bridge in any way, as again, it is a registered National Historical Site.
And it's a nuisance because the echo, the sound travels. It's like a freaking sound tunnel. It keeps people up at night because people go out there and beer swill and ride on each other's cars and stuff like that. Now, paranormal investigators they're usually pretty respectful. They don't create a huge disturbance. So if you go, behave. Behave yourself.
Right. Now, to lend credence again to your 6 reasons why it's all bullshit or whatever, most paranormal experts who visit this bridge do not find any compelling evidence of paranormal activity on the bridge.
And that's the problem I have. People that are trained to detect Slimer don't find Slimer. So I gotta go with it's just a legend.
All right.
What's the difference in a legend and facts?
Documentation?
About 12 inches. I'm just saying.
I knew that was coming.
All right, so this does sound like, if it is real, a vengeful spirit or a poltergeist.
Of course it is. It's a woman that's been jilted.
So there are some options you can take.
There's a ghost on the bridge that's going, you ain't gonna do me wrong, boy.
Bye, Felicia.
Bye, Felicia. Yeah.
Be warned. It is my job to arm you against the foulest creatures known to wizard kind. You may find yourselves facing your worst fears in this room. Know only that no harm can befall you whilst I am here. I must ask you not to scream.
Speaking of, real quick, can I say something?
Sure.
I'm kind of excited for Fantastic Beasts.
Oh, yeah.
The new Harry Potter.
And where to find them with Eddie Redmayne. Looks pretty cool.
It really does, yeah.
So, anyway, go ahead.
All right, so if we are up against a vengeful spirit or a poltergeist, we do have some solutions, but I've pulled one. I pulled one.
I've got ideas, too.
No, I just pulled one.
What?
There is an herb called asphodel. According to legend, this herb is purported to help spirits find a portal to the other side. So, just roll with some of that.
Asphodel.
Just get the mystery
it's like
machine.
infidel, but ass.
Right.
I'm trying to think where I could go with that and still keep us from having to re-record the following podcast. Is naughty by nature. Asphodel.
Okay, so if you don't believe Emily's Bridge, now
can I not throw in a couple things?
Go for
if
it, bro.
We're dealing with a poltergeist.
Go for it.
You need an Indian. You need a little midget lady.
Are we going Poltergeist the movie here?
Yeah.
Okay.
You need a rope so you can pull Carol Ann back in.
Mm-hmm. Go to the light, Carol Ann.
Mommy! I'm just saying. Well, the Indian died trying to save Carol Ann.
Yeah. Is there a burial ground anywhere near this town?
They have a cemetery.
An Indian?
I don't
Indian burial ground?
That's the other thing. Every town's got a cemetery in it. You know.
All right. Okay, so, again, if you think Emily's Bridge is completely mundane, there's nothing supernatural going on here, there's still some cool shit to do in the town of Stowe, Vermont. It actually looks pretty cool.
Okay.
For starters, just a throwback to last week's show.
Yeah.
Total square mileage, this town is only slightly bigger than Denver International Airport.
Is that right?
Yes.
Wow. Weird.
It's about 130% the size of Denver International Airport.
Whoa.
And it's not a small town.
Uh-huh.
The stores in the town of Stowe all sell souvenirs with the Emily's Bridge on
Cash
there.
in on it.
There you go.
Make
I'm
a
all
buck.
for it. I'm all for it.
I mean, if my house was haunted, I would sell trinkets.
Roswell did it.
Roswell
It's
did
working
it.
out for them.
They worked out. I mean, they're a cash cow. I would have it be what? Okay, think of a business. What would you? Poltergeist pot pies.
All right, I got you.
No, what would your business be?
Emily's Buns.
Dad,
That was a good one.
It was a dad joke.
Oh,
Eric,
that was not a dad joke.
Eric, what would you, like if you were going to open a restaurant?
I do like a vegan gelato place. Because there's no vegan gelato places in Stowe. I guarantee
Emily's clean tossed salads.
$1 million idea. $1 million ideas.
I'm
here,
telling
folks.
you, man. It's like the leaping to conclusions, Matt. Never mind.
That's worth $1 million.
We're going to have to do a lot of editing of dead air that seems to follow everything that I say.
I told you, dude. If you bring a weak joke, I'm just leaving it. I'm leaving it behind.
It's gonna plow past it.
You're just gonna leave it.
Yeah.
Like, what's her name's boyfriend did on
Absolutely.
Trestle. You're just gonna leave. Like, bye, Felicia.
Yeah.
You think he watched your? You think he was hanging there going, "Oh shit,
Dude, I think that guy was probably shitting his pants.
No, she got hit by the train. She didn't fall.
But she did after she got hit by the train.
So she got the best of both worlds, or the worst of both worlds.
She got the
double splat.
Yeah, the ground beef death.
Not cool
sequence.
I feel bad because this literally just happened, and this guy accidentally stumbles upon our podcast or her parents or something. I feel like.
Okay, but think about ways to die, like, that could be painful if you didn't die immediately, but if you did die immediately, train's one of them. I mean, you have about 2 seconds to go, and that's it.
Now the real question is in 10, 15 years, are we going to be hearing about the legend of Raquel's Bridge?
Raquel's Bridge.
She was in search of the legendary Goat Man and tragically lost her life, and now she haunts every train that goes across the tracks.
Legend has it she rides upon the horns of the Goat Man.
No, if you go there at the right time, you get to see the Pope-licked monster like throwing down against Raquel's poltergeist.
But here's the other thing, too. Think about that. There have been, over the years, people have died on that bridge.
Yeah.
But we haven't recirculated to the point where it's... I mean, that bridge should be like should look like the New York subway filled with ghosts.
Unless the Pope-licked monster eats ghosts or something, you don't know.
I don't know. I don't know what the diet of the Pope-licked monster is.
I don't either. I know he smells like sex.
Does he? But does he have? Well, does he have
nasty goat sex?
Does he have a goat wiener or a human wiener?
I don't know.
Well, no. It depends on what half of his bottom half is, because remember, he's half goat,
half man, half sheep.
Half sheep.
But what if it's down the middle instead of?
Well, yeah, that's true. What
like
if?
vertical?
Yeah, it's like he's like a Neapolitan of.
So he's got like a half goat, half
creature.
Maybe all three aspects of him start at the junk region and
just kind of morph out. Like maybe that's the part that's half goat, half human, half sheep. You would be just like the most undoable creature. You're like the fat kid at the lunch table.
That's why he hangs out at that bridge.
Anyway.
Okay, so other things to do in the town of Stowe. You have a weekend-long British invasion event held in the third week of September every year. This actually looked really cool. And when I first read about it, I was like, okay, British cars, who the heck cares? But it's not like, like the British sports cars.
Oh, it's like...
But it's like the old school...
Like Mini Cooper stuff?
Older.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. But it looked really cool. basically celebrate all things British lifestyle. Primary focus on classic British cars. Looked really cool. Something you could do. They also have the Stowe Balloon Festival, which is in July. It's a hot air balloon festival. You like free admission if you're staying at the local hotel. They have children's activities, food, beer, wine, gift shops, spa, treatments, all sorts of stuff. So, looked really cool to me.
Sounds cool. I mean, I like balloons.
Yeah.
Say something quickly.
I did.
You're like, I'm like, God dang it. We got an hour-long podcast is going to be 30 minutes long because there's like...
Okay, so the Stowe Theater Guild, along with the Hyde Park Opera House and the Waterbury Festival Players, offer theatrical productions every summer, which is not really my cup of tea, but, if you want to go see some Shakespeare, apparently they do a bang-up job.
Cool.
You also have hiking trails. The Pinnacle Hiking Trail is located there. It's a moderate trail for beginners.
So it sounds to me like there's things that you can there's some tangible things that are believable, like real balloons and real stuff to do.
There may also be ghost balloons. I don't know. I haven't been.
Cool. I'm just saying. I
mean, they've got all these things that are cool that have nothing to do with ghosts, but you're there and you're like, there's a ghost.
Let's go see nothing.
Or let's go have...
Wait, no, we can't because it's it's dusk. We can't come back until midnight.
Or you go for the ghost and you stay for the hot air balloon festival.
Do they have a sign on the bridge that says closed between the hours of...
No.
Because it's 9 a.m. to what?
9 p.m. to... No, it was dusk till 9 p.m. or midnight to 3 a.m., depending on which story you...
What is this?
Depending on how much the ghost drank the night before, which you feel like getting up on time.
Is this a museum? When do ghosts keep hours?
Hey, man, I don't know. They just said that's when the majority of paranormal activity happens.
Like if I go there and I see somebody dressed up like Emily because the real Emily's on break... Like it's some dude ghost that's dressed up like...
I didn't even know where you were going. I had to stop and replay that in my head to go, oh, that's ridiculous.
It's like the ghost Disneyland. It's like, I know you're not the real Goofy.
The fill-in ghost.
You're the fill-in. It's the fill-in ghost. Hi, my name's Phil. Literally. But anyway. Cool. I mean, it sounds like there's a lot to do there if you're just, out chumming around.
Nice. Okay, so there is. You also have it's a mountain resort town. So you've got skiing, snowboarding, family retreat kind of situations. So looked really cool. I did find us a restaurant.
Yum.
I think you're going to be happy with it.
Because it has food.
Dude, why are you going to be such a
Go ahead.
dick? It's called Doc Ponds.
Oh.
Their slogan, eat and drink, and about 1,000 records.
Oh, cool.
A misfit
I like that.
clan of marauders of darkness that have been committing heinous acts of hospitality and enjoyment in Stowe, Vermont.
It gets 4.7 stars, though.
Exactly. And they have a massive beer list.
Me likes beers.
The food's solid. It's kind of all over the place. But they cover all the bases. And this place, open 24 hours a day.
And that's what I'm talking about. I want a beer at 24 hours a day,
So, again, it's called Doc Ponds.
I get thirsty. I like to drink a beer when I'm out ghost hunting with the paranormal guys.
I'm really trying to suss out what exactly the accent.
Vermont.
Oh, it's a Vermont accent.
I moved to Vermont, 1980.
Vermation accent.
I'm from Saskatchewan. No, but...
Well, you know what time it is.
It is.
No, what time is it?
It's time for...
Listener feedback.
So we have quite a bit of listener feedback.
You know what? It took us 30 minutes to start the show because I kept saying Monday, May the 2nd.
Oh, so since I put a question mark,
we have quite a bit of listener feedback.
Well, my question was, I don't know what we consider a lot of listener feedback. So that was the question in my voice. Was how much is a lot of listener feedback?
Well, one of them comes from one of my favorite comic book heroes from the 90s.
All right.
Lobo,
yeah, from Project Archivist Podcast.
Or DC Universe.
He commented on our Facebook page again, said, I love your show.
Lobo, we love you, man. We'd love to come on your show. I think if anything, it might make ours better.
I'm cool with that.
I agree.
I mean, we're getting there. We're ready.
So Michael DeFries from South Carolina shared our last show on his Facebook page.
Or DeFries.
Sorry. It looks like DeFries to me, bro.
Because it says DAFRIES. What?
DeFries.
DE-Fries?
DEFRIES. That's DeFries.
I bet it's DeFray.
You know what? If you went to Google, you can do Google pronunciation, and it will tell you the most commonly.
He's from South Carolina, dude. His name is DeFries. I guarantee it.
Eric, are you doing it right now?
I'm doing it right now.
If he lived in Boston, then yeah, it's not. But in South Carolina, his name is DeFries.
Is it a small E?
Yes.
DeFries. It's not DeFries.
However you want to say it. DeFries, DeFries, I don't care.
Making any headway?
DeFries.
DeFries. Okay, thank you.
In South Carolina, it's DeFries.
Okay, well, what's your favorite thing about the burger? DeFries. I mean, come on. Dad joke. That was a dad joke. Okay, anyway.
Okay, so Kenny Williams from Oklahoma shared a news story on our page about the Pope-Lick monster story.
That was our inspiration for our news story tonight. As a matter of fact, that was the news story, wasn't it?
That was the news story.
Thank you, Kenny Williams.
Thanks, Kenny.
So the guys over at Project Archivist did mention us on their show.
They did.
So I wanted to play that, if you're okay with that.
I'm okay with it. I love those guys.
Have you listened to their show yet?
I have listened to some of it, yes.
Dude,
why are you doing that?
No, I'm not. I'm just saying, I listen to everything they've got in their feed, and I'm caught up. But they have, I think, like 170 shows that are not in their feed because they only do like the last 10. And I'm...
Project Archivist, you have to understand something about me if you haven't figured it out by now. I have a little bit of an ADHD problem. I can't sit still. So it's hard for me to dial in sometimes. No offense.
I like your show.
I will work on it. I mean, I like the fact that they mentioned us on their show.
All right. So we want to
they mentioned you by name, and they just kind of said, piss off to the other guy. But it's all right.
Well, now there's a third guy, Eric. They didn't even bring Eric up. I mean, of course, he wasn't on the show at the time.
I take that. I take that personally, but that's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay.
I fully expect I fully expect that they go back and re-edit episode 182 of their podcast.
I'm glad that they lick us. Because you were about to say, I fully sex. When you were about to say expect, you were about, I fully sex them too.
All right, so the clip.
What was that podcast that joined our Facebook page? What the hell was it called again?
Yeah, you know what? You put me on the spot. You're
they're
really good, too.
It's
Travel Oddities.
Travel Oddities. They have a great show. And
they do.
It was weird because I've been listening to them, and then you put them on the page, and you said, welcome, Harley, and I didn't know what the hell you were talking about. So me and 3 other people were like, did you finally buy a motorcycle?
It's not. Dude, I'm married with kids, dude. I don't got shit.
I am married with kids as well, and I have
Yours are grown!
Yeah. And then it was wait a minute, it's the guys from that podcast, and they're part of our page? What the hell's going on here? So hopefully they've been listening to our show, and hopefully they find us.
They're gone.
They left the page already?
No, I don't. Yes.
Well, thanks again to those guys at Project Archivist for supporting the show. We support them.
Yeah, it's awesome.
There's nothing more flattering than giving, a reach around to other podcasts.
They actually do something that we have yet to do.
What, actually deliver something of substance?
They might. Okay, so they do two things that we have yet to conquer. That being the first. The second, I think they do their entire show over Skype.
Really?
I'm 99% sure those guys are in two different places. Now, I know for a fact they do their interview. They do an interview portion where there's somebody else on the show over Skype, but I'm pretty sure that those two guys are in two different places. So they're better than us.
See, and it sounds and it sounds seamless.
It does. They do a really good job.
You've had Skype conversations
all the time.
Well, imagine us trying to do Skype with the internet and Chickasha. Yeah. So I'd love to do a Skype with those guys. But I don't know. We'll see.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
All right. So that is Emily's Bridge. All 50 bullshit feet of Emily's Bridge, according to Brett.
I'm a believer.
I don't know that I'm a believer.
I think it happened. I think all 6 stories are true.
They're all true.
They're all different Emilys.
Now,
there's probably a lot of Emily's in the phone book in Stowe, Vermont.
I'm just thinking if that were the case, that there were at least a half a dozen Emilys that died on that bridge, then I'm going to say, yeah, for sure, it's got to be haunted.
Well, yeah,
and don't go there if your name's Emily.
Don't go there if your name's Emily, because you're going to die and be trapped in another dimension on a 50-foot wooden bridge.
Now, if your name is Emily and you're in that area, like you're within, say, a mile of that bridge, and somebody wants you to take a ride in a carriage,
not doing it.
Screw that.
Done.
Run away.
Done. Not happening. But here's the thing. If I died, I would love to come back as a ghost. Because by all accounts, depending on who you ask, I'm going to hell anyway.
Yeah,
so,
sticking around for a few millennia to
just
not burn in hell.
To make things drip on the grill out in the
where
smoking
would you
area.
Want to haunt, though? Want to hang around a bridge for 600
Well,
years?
no, here's the thing. Here's what I do believe about hauntings. If I die here, I'm probably either going to haunt here, places that I've frequented, or here. I'm not going to the ghost of bread is at Chuck E. Cheese. I don't go there. You know what I mean?
I can think of worse places to haunt, though.
I think Brett is going to be 75 years old, 80 years old, feel that heart attack come on, call the ambulance and say, yeah, can you take me to the locker room?
No, the girls' locker room. No, I would probably haunt Harley so he could constantly say, I hate you with a white-hot passion for the rest of his life.
Do that.
That might help you. Have you ever seen that movie,
Ghost with Patrick Swayze?
Patrick Swayze.
Will you teach me how to make pottery?
Yes. And weave baskets. And when it's time for me to go, I'll say, I love you, Eric. I've always loved you. And you'll say, or ditto. You'll say ditto to me.
A single tear falls out of my eye into my beard. And
it'll be, I'll disappear into the mist.
For all eternity.
Cheesy CGI version of myself. But yeah, you'd want to come back, wouldn't you?
I don't know. I don't know what's on the other side.
What would you haunt? Be real.
Honestly, I don't know.
A pizza shop.
Pizza shop sounds good.
You're Italian.
Pizza
but you couldn't eat the pizza.
You couldn't eat the pizza.
Dude, you could Slimer the hell out of some pizza.
I guess you could Slimer it.
I'm going to put my ghostly jizz all over this white Alfredo pizza.
All right,
Anyway.
on that note, that's Emily's Bridge.
That's Emily's Bridge. I think we hit the high notes. I think we covered. I don't think anyone can complain this time that we didn't give enough information.
Well, we checked ectoplasm off the list.
We did.
Right at the end there, so that's good.
Dude, I'm willing to bet we're gonna, because I didn't come across the feedback, and he's gonna be horribly ticked off at us because it probably officially did come on Tuesday, and I'm considering it feedback for last week's show, and so I didn't include it. But I'm willing to bet Anthony Shear, the bad mother trucker,
our executive producer,
is going to say that we should have had another hour.
When we get to where we can comfortably do an hour, well, by that I mean we show up in our pajamas doing this stuff, and we're not doing it when you guys are driving home at midnight. We might be able to do 2 hours.
Either that or Eric and I are going to die one of these nights on the way home, and it's going to be Eric and Harley's Bridge.
We'll have to do a solo podcast about.
What if you die right before you get to the bridge? Like, oh, God, spoiled. It's going to be the what is it? Harley and Eric's shoulder.
The ghost of mile marker 320.
You know that median? It said there's 2 guys that haunt the median every night from midnight to 5:30 a.m.
You don't want to stop in the middle of H.E. Bailey Turnpike.
You don't want to stop there.
I don't think you want to stop there anyway.
No. They're haunting the Easy Go and the Easy Go McDonald's combo. Anyway, well, that's been Travel Oddities. I'm Brett.
Dude,
no, it hasn't.
No, we have to tell people how to give us some feedback.
I'm
You're
sorry.
Dude, we do this show exactly the same every week.
I know.
There's
I'm
like
sorry.
an outline in front of you.
Are we leaving this in?
Yes.
Okay, leave it in. Okay.
Have to leave it in.
So anyway, good news.
What?
Instagram's up.
Instagram. Really?
Yes.
We have an Instagram page.
We do have an Instagram account.
Travel Oddities has an Instagram page.
Travel Oddities Podcast on Instagram for all you millennials out there that are listening.
One more time, because I don't think people are going to believe
Travel Oddities Podcast has a Instagram that I have devoted my entire life to now.
And that's Travel Oddities Podcast on Instagram?
Travel Oddities Podcast on Instagram. We're also on Twitter, Travel_Oddities at Twitter.
And Facebook.
And we've been we do share the every episode on Twitter, so if you want to access it that way, you can do that.
Facebook. We had a big bump last week. 77 new likes on Facebook last week alone.
We're cruising to 300.
We're knocking on 300's door. We need to be cruising to 500.
We do. What did I say about 300? I said 300 men went against an army of 1 million Persians and lost. Imagine what they could have did with 1,000.
All right, so we're going for 1,000.
We're going for 1,000.
We need 708 likes in the next week.
in a week. How do we have these hackers from like Kazakhstan and China and Russia, but they don't hack our Facebook and like our stuff?
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to try to spam our page, at least give us a 5-star review on iTunes, Travel Oddities Podcast.
I mean, the Illuminati was busy on our Skull and Bones.
Dude, it's still going.
It's like 20,000 downloads.
It's like 10.
10,000 downloads?
Yeah.
Jeez. We should get a free scholarship to the college for as many downloads as we've had.
Yeah.
That's a lot of downloads, man.
I think George W. Bush ought to come tap us.
OW?
It's a lot of ears.
That's a lot of ears, man.
Agreed.
Anyway,
so also hit us up on the odd line, 786-5-ODDITY.
Do we have the voicemail up yet?
We are going to have the voicemail up before we leave this building.
I recorded it last week.
It didn't work. We're going to do it again tonight.
Okay. Oh, cool.
So that's been the Travel Oddities Podcast, guys.
That's it.
I'm Harley.
I'm Brett.
I'm Eric.
Peace.
Thanks for listening, guys.
Namaste.
Yeah, that's right.
Here he comes now, here he comes now. Here he comes now, here he comes now. When I go to Vermont, I take the train. The ride is long, but who's to blame? I see new people, new things, mountains of blue kings, purple Madam Majesties with shiny golden rings, the rich, the poor, they ride all day. The Green Mountain State is your home brave, so if it's summertime, Vermont is quite nice. After the leaves fall, say hello to Mr. Ice. Life gets slower when the weather turns brisk. Now's not the time to throw the flying disc, but you can make an igloo ski down the hill. Anything you like to do until the day ends and you have to go home. Then I recommend hot tea or cocoa, pancakes in the morning. That will be swell. The syrup is fresh and so is it.
Don't.
And welcome to the Travelati's podcast, right? What?
You're such.
Are we already? Am I not supposed to say?
This is the thing, right? This is
it.
Dude,
we're in it.
It's in Travelati's podcast. It's fucking episode 26.
Can I not say welcome to Travelati's podcast?
Yeah, but you end up saying it again.
Okay. It's Travelati's podcast, episode 26. Emily's Bridge in Stowe, Vermont. Right?
Why do you have to... Why must you sound so, like, you're questioning it? It's like, it's,
Emily's Bridge.
Episode 26?
Okay, start over.
Is it Emily's Bridge?
Okay. All right, well, here we go. I'll try it again. Are you ready?
What's today's date?
May the 2nd. It's the 2nd, right?
Yes.
Okay. Let's start over again. Ready? 3, 2, 1.
2, 3.
So I want to say welcome.
You can do whatever you feel comfortable with.
Okay.
But
3, 2, 1. Welcome to Travelati's podcast. It is Monday, May the 2nd, 2016. What is happening?
Dude, did you hear the question mark at the end of Monday?
Okay.
Like, no, seriously.
All right.
Eric, did you hear it?
I'm going to listen for it
I'm
this
done.
time.
Ready?
Yeah.
Welcome to the Travelati's podcast. It's Monday, May the bitch. Okay.
Now you can't not do it.
Okay. Welcome to the Travelati's podcast. It's Monday, May the 2nd, 2016. Episode 26, Emily's Bridge in Stowe, Vermont. Are we not going here?
No, go.
Okay, so stop. Ready? You can't stop. All right, here it goes. Welcome to... All right, here it goes. All right, 3, 2, I hate you. With a red, white, and blue hot passion, I hate you, man.
You have to turn away from each other.
Okay.
Here we go. 3, 2, 1. That's not going to help. 3, 2, 1. Welcome to Travelati's podcast. It's Monday, May the 2nd, 2016. Episode 20.
I think Harley just farted out of his mouth.
Did you fart out of your mouth, dude? It's like a freaking fart.
It's holding in. Oh, my God.
Do you want to...
No, you. Go.
We're 3 minutes in. Okay, here we go.